And everybody give a clap. Whenever you're ready.
Nearly 1 in 10 people in California are HIV positive. To put in perspective, of the 15,500 students in Oak Park College, 1,550 could be infected with HIV. HIV and AIDS has plagued the United States for more than 40 years, but there's a more fascinating story that starts more than 8,000 miles away. Today I will share with you the first reported case, who discovered the virus, the origin, and the first case in the world. To begin, I would like to tell you about the first reported case. According to the U.S. Department for Health and Human Services, the CDC published a report in the Morbidity and Mortality Weekly Report on June 5, 1981. It included 5 men with initial infections and a low immune system. By the time the report was published, 2 of the men were already dead. This was the first official report of the United States of the virus. Now that I've told you about the first reported case, I'd like to tell you about who discovered the virus. According to Health Reference Center Academics, the HIV virus was identified in 1983 by 2 French virologists, Francis Barré and Luc Montagnier, while working at the Pasteur Institute in Paris. They first identified it as lymphadenopathy-associated virus, a disease of the lymph nodes. They won a Nobel Prize for their work. Now that I've told you about who discovered it, I'd like to tell you about the ancestry and Nathan Wolf's study. According to Science magazine, HIV was traced to SIV, simian immunodeficiency virus, which infected chimpanzees in West Africa. Chimpanzees hunt monkeys. A recombination of SIVs and red cap mangabes and spotted-nosed monkeys at the top caused the hybrid virus in chimps. Virologist Nathan Wolf and his colleagues, and I quote, found that 1% of bush mink hunters in West Africa were infected with simian foamy-virus, a virus that is closely related to HIV and carried by non-human primates. The study shows that the virus can be transmitted to humans from wild animals and cause new strains to form. Now that I've told you about the first case reported, who discovered it, and its ancestry, I'd like to tell you about the first identified case of HIV. According to CNN.com, Dr. David Hope and his colleagues at the Aaron Diamond Research Institute in New York traced the very first case of the HIV infection to a man living in the Belgian Congo around 1959. The scientists found in a blood sample taken from the man that it had ancestor subtypes of HIV now found around the world, suggesting that HIV and evolved from a single introduction into the African population in a time frame not long before 1959. In conclusion, I've told you about the first reported case, who discovered it, the ancestry, and virologist Nathan Wolf's study, and also about the first identified case of HIV. 1 in 10 Californians would not be infected today if it wasn't for 2 monkeys, a chimpanzee, 1 hunter that lived more than 8,000 miles away.